What you mentioned Callum McGregor there, and again, incredible for him to get over the line as well. He took some stick, I thought, unjustifiably, and I thought he came to the plate as well as Celtic won the league. What do you see the future being for him? Do you think he'll stay? I mean, there was a wee bit of me at the weekend when I saw him lifting the trophy and almost in tears that I thought, do you know, if I was him, maybe I'd want to try something different. 32 now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, two things I would say on that before I let Michael take over, because obviously Michael was there and spoke to him 2 or 3 weeks ago when he made these statements, quite strong statements about the club going forward. He was never no one criticised him on here. I think most people realised during this podcast that Callum McGregor was the one that he was being let down by others in the middle of the park. You reach that stage in your career. Scott Brown had it as well. When you get to that stage in your career, you need legs run about you and other guys to do other parts of the game. Scott Brown and the likes of Callum McGregor and he'd Stuart Armstrong and he'd Ryan Christie and he'd legs run about him when it got to the latter stages of career. You know, Tom Roddick was no mega athlete, but he give Tom Roddick the ball and he'd keep it for 10 minutes or do something. So it was people to take the burden off, and Scott was able just to concentrate on what he had to concentrate on. Himself. Callum McGregor was doing 3 jobs a game at times, putting out fires, covering mistakes, being the guy that people are looking to make the game happen. And it was just, he needed some help. And finally, I thought it was interesting that you brought up Arnie Engels. A wee bit of legs in there alongside him obviously made a big difference in those final games of the season. I thought you only had to listen to, I don't think Callum McGregor's influence will ever be known really and fully. We're around, Michael, we hear what people talk about and all that. You only had to listen to Kieran Tierney at the weekend to get an understanding of what Callum McGregor has done this season for that Celtic dressing room. And as much as Martin O'Neill's got them over the line, I think you'll find out in years to come when the stories start to come out that Callum McGregor was every bit as big in getting them through the whole thing. An unbelievable Celtic captain.
Tierney as well. See, Tierney, again, started the season, took a bit of stick. What a campaign he's had. I mean, he came back, people were saying, is he shot? Is his pace going? I mean, I think it's, is it 6 goals and 12 assists?
Yeah. And I wasn't dodging the Callum McGregor question, incidentally. My answer to the question would be Celtic will decide what Callum McGregor does, if you ask me. Celtic show the ambition that Callum McGregor has. I would imagine he would want to stay. But if he does decide that's enough, we carried out shoulder high.
Aye, as he should be. Aye.
Yeah. I don't think it's an open shut case with Callum McGregor's future at Celtic at the moment in time. I think, like you say, that was the interview last week. We did say the Celtic match my ambition, then I'll stay. That's a very kind of open definition. How do you quantify ambition? Is it say if you spend 50 million quid to get Champions League? I don't know. So I think he's been quite cute with that one. There's no doubt in my mind that he's absolutely dragged this team through this season. I mean, Swan, I totally agree with you. I think you talk about O'Neill, Maloney, Fotheringham, Strachan and Woods and McManus as the coaching team. You got to put Callum McGregor has been a de facto joint manager, at least since January. To the extent we'll find out in time. I think as well. I think McGregor runs that dressing room. He has done for a long time. I mean, when Ange Postecoglou came in, he handed the keys to McGregor for the dressing room, and he's held them ever since. He runs a tight shop. This is McGregor's dressing room, and at times I have no doubt that he's the one that said we're playing this way and we're doing this, and he's managed to get this team over the line. And I think again, sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. You know, it's like he's 2 bad games in a row. He's kind of injury. Fans are like, he's finished, he's done, he's passed the ball backwards, right? Look at the way he's played in the last 5-6 games of the season. Incredible.
Like a demon now.
I mean, no doubt he's louping with injury. I mean, no doubt he's hurting. He's having to bite down his gum shield and he's dragged him. In terms of future, listen, you're talking about Saudi, aren't you, Daniel? You're talking about the Saudi line.
Right.
I just don't know. I'm led. I don't think this is quite as concrete as some people think it is. Is it the Saudi teams you only get 8 foreigners in your squad? At least a lot. Talk about the Rodgers team. They're going to spend big this summer. They can go and get 8 top level. Right. I mean, like 25-year-old Champions League level players. Are they going to use one of the 8 slots for 33-year-old Callum McGregor? Rodgers maybe would, but the people above him are saying no. We want to go and get a Tielemans. We want to go and get a so and so. So I don't know. I don't think it's quite as clear cut as that. As just saying, "Oh, I go to Saudi." We just go to Saudi. It's not quite as that. You need to get 8 match day squad of foreign players. But if you get a budget of 400 million quid for these 8 foreigners,
Aye.
do you know what I mean? As much as I think he's a phenomenal player, you go and get a Tielemans and spend 30 million quid or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of level we're talking about. So I don't know. He'll certainly have the phone ringing.